Alright, hi guys, it's Carrie. I was just going to show you how I do the Color Street application. Just a disclaimer, it's probably not the way you're supposed to do it exactly, but I'm really frugal, so I try to get every bit of applications that I can out of the packs. So here I'm just kind of like cleaning up my nails, and in each Color Street nail pack you get, there will be the little buffer, the little cleaning cloth, and then of course your nails. So for my nails, I like to go ahead and buff the tops of them just because I don't like the ridges, and to me the nail strip will actually sit on there a little bit nicer whenever I clean them all up. And then the little alcohol pad just kind of like cleans up any little oils and gets all the little debris off. I just always just rub them all on my fingers. And then you're ready to start applying nails. I know that the first one is way too big for me, so I always just put that one off to the side, and I kind of always measure, even though I've done this probably at least 20-30 times. I still always measure just because I'm kind of like trying to make sure that there's not any gaps. It's better for it to be bigger than too small, because when it's bigger at least you can kind of like trim around it versus being too small and it wanting to come off sooner. So I'm just going to go through and I just kind of check all the nails to see which ones fit the best. Now I use only 5 strips at a time. A lot of other videos or tutorials you'll see sometimes they just use 1 strip per nail, but I use 1 strip for 2 nails. So here I'm just peeling back the little protective film, and then I just pull it off the little piece here in a second. And let me just tell you, these are so super forgiving. I am not the best person ever to always do this, but so I always, no matter what'll happen is I'll put it on and then it won't fit right, so then I'll pull it back off and then move it over. I did my thumbnail first this time, and normally I don't do my thumbnail first. Normally I do other fingernails first because I use my thumbnail to kind of cut the nail strips as I'm doing them, and you'll see that in a minute. So I'm just kind of like smoothing it out, making sure once I realize that it fit well, I just go ahead and smooth it out and make sure it is all on the nail. And then I kind of just tear it at the end, like so. My camera was blurry. I'm not good at doing videos, guys. Gently tear it off, and then I'm going to use that remaining piece on my other thumb in a little bit. So I just go ahead and stick it back onto the little nail piece to make sure it's on the shiny side, because if it's on the flat side, then you can't really get it off. So I just go back around, and I'm just smoothing out the edges around. Again, I'm not good with cameras, so it's blurry, and you can't see my nail half the time. So I'm just still making sure it's nice and smooth. So it looks good. Nice solid little edge part. And I'm just going back in with my other thumb nail and just kind of cutting it away. It's really easy. You don't even need actual tools when you're doing this. You can just use your actual fingernails the whole time. So then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do the same thing for all my nails. Now normally whenever I do this for myself, I normally will do one nail, I'll do my index finger on my right hand, and then I'll do it on my left hand. I'll do the nails in pairs like that. I was just trying to get one whole hand done for the video so you can see it, but normally I do it the other way because that way they're not drying out either whenever they're sitting out like this. Because the nail polish is almost dry. It's I think it's 90-something% dry. So that's why you're able to apply it, and then once it sets for about, it starts drying really fast. I always just make sure I don't wash my hands or do dishes or take a shower or anything like that for the first 30 minutes or so to let it really cure onto my fingernails. So I'm just doing the same thing, and I'm just going back with the other ones and just putting them on my fingernails and smoothing them out. And of course I'm not in the camera because I'm horrible at videos, guys. Hopefully I'll get better at this. And I'm just going through and doing it on all the nails. Like I said before, I would have done them in pairs, both my index fingers and both my middle fingers, just because it's easier to do it that way, because you'll see in a minute here that I get them all mixed up and then I can't remember which nail went where. But that's the finished product on my hand. To me, it goes by really quick. It doesn't take long. It's very forgiving. Like, I make mistakes all the time. Very rarely do I ever tear them. I've torn them a few times, but most of the time I don't. And then here I am doing my other hand really quick. And then here is the finished product, what they look like. And to me, it looks amazing, guys, and they stay on, and it's just a really great